What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. If you watched my last video, it was just talking about the announcement, Manny Pacquiao versus Timothy Bradley, which is official. They even advertised for it last night on Mikey Garcia versus Juan Carlos Borgo's fight. They had a little timestamp or whatever, a little ad on the bottom of the screen that said Timothy Bradley, Manny Pacquiao 2 in April. Boom. MGM. Leads me to this point. Floyd Mayweather is now in the hot seat. Like Tupac said, named his album, All Eyes on Me. All eyes on Floyd Mayweather. Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather, obviously, they have this rivalry. It's age old. And let's consider it a game of chess. Pacquiao made his move. Now it's on Mayweather. So Mayweather, to me, is in the hot seat because we don't know who he's going to be facing. They said he's going to announce at the Super Bowl who his next opponent is. And if it's motherfucking Amir Khan, then Pacquiao has taken the lead, I guess you could say. What I mean by that is Pacquiao is fighting a guy in Timothy Bradley who's undefeated, who has a win over him, and found a way, grit, grind, chin, heart, boxing skill, to beat Ruslan Provodnikov, a relentless fighter that brought him down into the trenches. He took him to hell and back, made Timothy Bradley walk through flames. Then after that, he had a chess match with Juan Manuel Marquez, and he came out on top of that. I thought he clearly won. Some people thought it was closer. I think the people that thought it was closer might be diehard Marquez fans or power-happy fans because maybe, I guess, Bradley's punches didn't move Marquez enough, but I thought he outboxed the shit out of Marquez, and I am a huge Marquez fan. So Pacquiao's really made his move. I mean, this is a rematch that needs to happen. It should happen, and it is happening. And Pacquiao, we all know what he could do against more flat-footed, one-dimensional fighters. He kills them. Speed kills, his angles, his power, his southpaw stance, all of that. Ask David Diaz. That motherfucker looked like Chunk from the, or not Chunk from the Goonies, but what's his name? One Eye Willie. Hey, you guys, Rocky Road. His shit was lumped up. He had that Angulo after the Laura fight. His shit was just wrecked. Margarito, just people that come straight at him. Brandon Rios, he excels. But this is out of his comfort zone because he's fighting a youthful black fighter who's slick, who can box. Doesn't have the most power, but he's smart. He's smart in that ring. So I think that's more of a puzzle for Pacquiao because he has to put something together as opposed to if you, let's say you're a car mechanic and you do a lot of work on Hondas and Toyotas. You might be an expert when it comes to working with Honda and Toyotas. You know exactly where every piece of equipment is. You know exactly what tool to use. You know exactly how Hondas and Toyotas are made and how to easily fix and access different points. You don't have to pull out a manual, go on the computer to look for anything. You might even know the parts offhand because you work with Hondas and Toyotas. Now, in relation to Pacquiao, brawlers, flat-footed fighters, slow fighters who just come straight at him aggressively, that's a Honda and Toyota in this example for Pacquiao. Now let's say somebody comes in with the Beamer, a foreign car. This is a foreign car and you haven't worked on too many Beamers. Now you might have to do some research. You might not be familiar. You can't just flow and you're not as fluid with this type of car. So that's what Timothy Bradley is. He's more or less the Beamer and not the Honda and Toyota. He's undefeated, and I think that's more of a puzzle for Pacquiao. Pacquiao struggled against the counterpuncher. He struggled against pure boxers, people with movement and who think. Eric Morales looked good in the first fight, close fight, opened up a cut. Marquez, you know, all of the Pacquiao and Marquez fights have been back and forth, ping pong. And then Timothy Bradley in the first fight. To me, Pacquiao looked sloppy in the first fight. He was taking rounds off. Could have been partly because of conditioning. So this is the end-all, be-all. And bottom line, it puts Floyd Mayweather on the hot seat because we want to know who the fuck he's going to select. And if it's Amir Khan, I mean, that looks like the easy way out to most fans, to the average fan. That looks like the easy fight that people are expecting. So I'm really anxious. They said he's going to announce on Super Bowl. I'm really anxious to see. And I will give Mayweather props for this. Mayweather is very business savvy. His marketing prowess, I guess you could say, is ridiculous, especially for boxers, because if you know anything about boxers, by and large, there's a lot of boxers that are uneducated, dropped out of school, never went to school, came from abusive, like single parent homes, all kinds of stuff. I mean, that's a lot of boxers out there. Not a lot of boxers grew up rich and, you know what I mean? Like, oh, hey, you know what? I just want to box. Maybe Chavez Jr. or somebody. So for Floyd Mayweather to announce on Super Bowl who he's fighting, that's smart. That's really smart. But if he picks Amir Khan, that's going to be disappointing to a lot of fans. And like I said, I give major props to Pacquiao for, he could have went with Ruslan, a friend. That fight, I'm sure, could have been made. And he probably could have made that fight for a fraction of the money Timothy Bradley wants. Bradley wanted like 6 to 10 million. He got 6 million. Ruslan probably would have did it for 1.2 million, the fucking 950,000. He just wants probably that paycheck. I mean, not like Ruslan just fighting for a paycheck, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so he's stepping out of his comfort zone to me with this fight and fighting Bradley for a second time, because this is a guy that did have you looking kind of sloppy, despite if you think he won or not. If you thought Pacquiao won, he didn't look great. And anyone that tells me different, compare Pacquiao's best performances, compare Pacquiao with Margarito or Cotto or his fight with Ricky Hatton, and tell me he didn't look better in those fights than in his fight with Timothy Bradley. I dare somebody. What did Samuel L. say in Pulp Fiction? Say what again? I dare you. I dare you. I dare you motherfuckers to say Pacquiao looked just as good in the Bradley fight as he has in his other great performances like Eric Morales 2, 3, and all that. So right now, pressure's on Floyd Mayweather. Who will he pick? If he takes Amir Khan, I mean, that's not as much of a challenge to me. And this is not a guy who deserves the fight. I've said that from the moment I heard this fight is being potentially made. So hopefully Mayweather chooses someone tougher and someone who has a little bit more credibility coming off a win streak that look good or whatever. We shall see. Let me know what you guys think. As always, hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video. It's Ego signing off.